was so infuriated.
What the frick am I bringing a computer for?
Everything I did, bring them. I don't like guys calling Bob.
I'd pick that because we're gonna
They would
But if I like student teacher
I'm
for
confident.
student services, Greg Lord, Sheila Southern, Raheem Butler, Dorothy Alley, Devontae Harris, Devontae Harris, Devontae Brooks, and
Why is it?
Elder. For student services. Thank you.
I don't even have my training.
She didn't bring It's Mason's birthday on February 14th.
So that's another one I printed.
I couldn't find my ID right away, so I just like ran past the lady. So she didn't have to ask me. And I was really scared.
No, the guy usually catches me.
Oh, don't like him.
Oh, Paige. What are we doing today?
Where's the birthday?
I hate when people like a certain person because they don't know what he does.
Very nice. We're right to the no internet connection. You're fine.
It's fine.
Oh, I have surgery.
That's okay.
I'm trying to hire.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing today?
What is going on?
Why?
Oh, that's,
Oh, I thought it was bad because it was Valentine's Day.
that's awesome.
No, that's just a you opinion.
That's just a me opinion?
and a
never
really
made
opinion because I hate Valentine's.
You are avid haters of Valentine's Day.
No, I just don't think that if you like someone, Hallmark should have to tell you what day you should express
That's
that
what
to them.
I've been
Well,
saying.
yeah.
Also. Shouldn't
So-
every day be Valentine's Day?
If you like someone, yeah. If you have feelings for somebody else.
Why is it one day?
Why
of
is
the
it
year
one
we
day of
tell
the year
someone
we have to
they
tell
love
somebody how much we like them?
It's like Thanksgiving.
Because then it's
Why
less,
is it one day of the year that I can be thankful?
it's less embarrassing to
Christmas,
bring
where I can be nice to
huge
But
presents
it's not.
places.
What's that?
It's less embarrassing to bring huge presents places.
So here's the question. What good do the huge presents do?
Well,
Shouldn't you instead of instead of buying one big present for somebody, shouldn't every day you show them how much you appreciate and how
Well,
much you
yes.
like them?
But
Yes,
Now you
should
have
do
the
that
excuse
in
to do it.
addition.
Why?
God, Mr. Brad, you make me
I feel like homemade
It's
presents
nice.
will always be the best.
Okay, but like it also depends
Like
on what
even
present.
if you go buy like a big teddy bear or something.
Exactly. What do most people do with a big teddy bear? They set it on the corner of a room somewhere, and eventually
But
they
it
sell it at a yard sale.
It doesn't have to be a
That's
big
real.
teddy bear. It can be something that like they
Right. Bring a box of chocolates. Okay. Then you get yelled at because you know what? Do these jeans make my butt look big? You know, you're in a no-win situation there.
It's
okay.
not a present.
You bring them flowers. You know what happens when I bring my wife flowers?
Literally.
Anytime I bring my wife flowers, the first thing she says is, "What did you do wrong?"
Okay, well,
So that means you don't do it.
That means you don't do it enough.
that means that you aren't going with what you were saying you were. You aren't
'Cause you
showing your
Why do I have to
appreciation
bring
off.
her a gift to show her how much I appreciate her?
You don't
Ask her, she's the one that seems to want
It's
it.
just that you want to give it.
And I do show it. I show it to her every single day.
Apparently not enough.
Why?
She's
Not when
asking
you wake up. That's not enough.
if she-
Why not? When I can't go and bother her at work right now.
It's just like not flowers.
It's
Like,
what?
It's the fact that you thought about her. And
Okay, so I'm thinking about her now, so I bet you I'm not going to get credit for that.
So then you went and got those for her, and you came home and you said, "I saw these and I thought of you." And
I
then
saw
she was
what?
Like, what did you do? And then
Wait,
you
wait,
were
wait.
like, "Nothing."
What did you say I should get her?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just like you see something and you're like, "That reminds me of her."
What if a big teddy bear doesn't remind me of her?
Then
Go get her a big teddy bear.
What did I just say? You see something, and then it's like, "Oh, that's like her. She would love that."
Like, it doesn't have
That's
to
what
be.
you get her.
It doesn't
You
have to
don't
be a teddy
get
bear
her.
flower.
You should
Yeah.
like call her so I can ask her why she married you.
Be a really good question. I'd love to hear that answer myself.
Like you don't give her anything.
Because here's the
you don't
honest to
give her
goodness truth.
flowers, chocolate.
I only asked the question. She made a decision. So
But you have to have like.
That was not as deep as you thought.
No,
it
I think
was.
it's mutual agreement, but
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of also said your vows.
yeah.
I
what?
feel like she was forced to.
Didn't you say your
Yeah.
vows?
I did, but in reality, she is the one who made the decision because when I asked her the question, she decided yes or no.
How did you ask her?
Decided not to.
What?
How did you ask her? How do you propose? proposed?
What do you mean? How did I ask her? How did I propose?
Wait, what's her
Went in
name?
the house and, like, to the living room and-
Now we're going with what's her name?
Oh, she was
He
he was
was
golfing and he said,
Yeah.
"Hey, do you want to get married?" That was it. So how did you like propose to her then? Can you tell us the story?
Was it on the golf pitch?
No, it wasn't on the golf list. It was right after Christmas. I gave her a teddy bear that was holding a ring box.
What a surprise! What a
And
surprise!
asked her if she wanted to get married.
See, why
Wait,
don't you give her a little teddy bear? Be like, remember when I proposed to you, and you'd be like, this reminded me of that time.
Because what if I give her the teddy bear and she's like, why are you giving me a teddy bear? And
Then
I'm
you
like,
make
don't
her
you
say
remember? And then, oh my God, she forgot how I proposed. How embarrassing would that be? Then I leave her.
Like
26 years of marriage down the drain because she can't remember a teddy bear. Okay.
Yeah, like that's pretty fake.
Yep.
It's not just a teddy bear though. It's the way you express your love.
Okay.
It's a meaningful
So where
teddy bear.
did you ask her to marry you in, like, a living room or something?
We were in her apartment.
So basically in the living room.
So basically in the living room.
Okay, in the living room of her apartment. What do you think? I did it at a pizza joint or what?
Well, no, actually, we shouldn't have talked about driving.
Okay, thank you. What? I missed it. I was busy talking with the person at the door.
No, it was actually in the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Yeah, that's what I said. You went to the Taco Bell
My
drive-thru.
wife doesn't like Taco Bell. See, if you knew her better, you would know that.
I don't have to know
Sounds
her
good, you should give
better.
me that.
That's all you.
It's like,
Okay.
that'd be so weird if like you knew your wife. Like.
What?
Wait, is that the food filter?
You think I'm the only person who knows my wife?
You have
There
to
aren't
let me
other
know
people
how
out there who know her?
No, but like that.
I'll
Like know
snap her.
everything about her. Give me updates.
I'll be like, this is where it's at.
I don't think knowing that she doesn't like Taco Bell tells you everything about my wife.
No,
She-
but like
she-
that's something you would know. Why wouldn't you know that?
I don't know.
Oh, was she your personal girlfriend?
No.
Oh, so you were one of
So
those.
you don't love her?
So I was one of those. Someone who dated before they got married. Yes, I was one of those.
You were one of those.
Just ran up to something like
Wait,
apartment.
really?
Like, are you guys like?
Just broke it on Christmas.
See?
Well,
you'd be like them.
See, they're gonna marry each other. when
And
they
then they were first each other's girlfriend and boyfriend, so and they're gonna get married.
Are you sure about that?
And they're gonna get
Are you
married.
sure about that?
Can we be invited to a wedding?
Yeah, sure.
I think the whole
Like,
class
You
should
should
be.
invite us. I will pull up. I don't care. Like I will
Pull up without invite.
Yeah, like, hi guys, remember me from chemistry class? From chemistry class? I know it's more than that. And ELA.
Bro, you're in like reading class.
It's your council.
She's never noticed you in all of those, so Levi. She just,
Boom. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
No, she does.
and she says, I forget the details.
Because she copies my homework in math.
Aw,
Actually, a lot of people copy my homework.
everyone copies.
Yeah, that's a
homework.
very
The
common
copy just goes
occurrence.
around the whole classroom, to be honest.
Can I ask what homework is worth in math class?
All of it.
Bro, more than quizzes. he assigned so much homework.
Who's the teacher?
Mr. Quinn.
He
And he
signs.
grades homework and he puts it in the
Yes.
grades.
Yes, he assigns so much homework.
He
And
sends
he
homework
writes all
every
of it.
single day.
I understand that, but I could assign you homework every single day. It still wouldn't be worth anything.
Yeah, and he
But,
grades
like,
every
homework
single
sucks.
This is
part
like,
of it.
the weight is like 20.
And it's not based on like participation,
Don't
it's
get
based on
any
like if you get it right or wrong.
I don't want
Honestly,
to.
it very well
I
might
don't
be
want to
part
have
of
to grade
his
homework every
because I
day.
swear he does
That's
not
so
look over
lame,
that. He's
because,
just like,
it's like
He
certain
doesn't
people.
even want to like
Certain
grade
people
it.
he doesn't check because he knows that they just do it. But certain people, like if you get it wrong, he'll make you go back and redo it.
True, but it's homework. It's not that deep. It's
Because
just practice.
you could
He
turn
makes
it
it
in
that
on Infinite Campus, and
So wait a minute. You're saying if you do something wrong, he makes you do it over again?
some people.
You mean like a coach who,
No,
if you
'cause-
did something wrong, would make you
No,
repeat
but, like,
the
Because
say
he
drill?
doesn't make me read.
I was gonna say if Levi did it, he wouldn't make him.
I turn it in on
Right.
Infinite Campus, and he doesn't even check
Well,
it.
maybe because Levi does it right 9 times out of 10. And we
Sometimes
don't
he
need to
doesn't.
check him as much as we do, say, Cynthia, who does it right 1 time out of 10.
The assignments
It's 'cause,
are.
like the Quinn
But
loves
Cynthia's
it.
getting better at it.
Quinn loves
The assignments have a weight of 10.
Lord, I don't have
Yeah,
a
that's
shirt.
compared to
I'm not even
our-
joking.
Okay, then go down to the front office
just
and
kidding.
get yourself a shirt out of
I just
the
forgot to
area
take it off.
compared to our quizzes.
what's so?
Wow, never mind.
Jeez.
He puts in each individual problem. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
Why?
don't know.
What in the world?
He makes it harder on
Standardized
himself.
Grading.
Who did this?
Why would you base
This is so
why
weird.
Would you grade math?
You know, I got to admit, I had a question of the day, but this has been a much better discussion. We
And
can
you know,
move on from that.
So can you tell us the exact like
in detail, like every single detail, how you proposed to your wife.
I
wanna
just
know.
did.
You just said, I don't know, teddy bear with a ring. That was it in her apartment.
And did she say,
I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. It took a while after she stopped crying to actually give me an answer. I didn't
She-
know if
she
that
was
was
crying.
a good
She
sign
knew
or
that
a
she
bad
She
sign.
was like, damn, I'm about to like ruin my life.
Exactly. She's like, this could go either way. I don't know which one I want to do.
She didn't really think about it.
So, no, probably not. So
Wait, so like,
How
what
long
hap-
did you date
like,
her
what
for?
were you guys watching? Like, what were you guys doing? Like, what? Let us know.
Let us
what
know.
were we watching?
Let us know.
Like, what did you guys watching?
I don't think there was- I don't
Wait,
think the
wait,
TV
did you
show-
walk in the door? Did you walk in the door and just like,
Yeah.
boom?
Pop the question.
Or were you guys like hanging out and then you were just like, boom?
So was it boom or was it boom?
Was it a boom or a boom?
Okay, okay.
Like, did
I
you bring
think
in
we
a
went out to
bag
dinner
or-
and then after dinner, we went back to her.
You guys are all
Oh,
hating.
so then you were
That's
like,
not that
what's
bad.
that? And then when she turned around, then she turned back, you were
No.
like, boom!
Remember, I told you it was right after what?
Dinner.
I forgot.
See, you guys aren't paying any attention.
Bro got wrist for real.
It was right after Christmas.
Oh.
So
Christmas
the bear was
like
was in a box as a Christmas.
So
gift.
So
What's
was
your-
that
what's
her
your
Christmas
anniversary?
gift?
No,
Okay,
I
good.
think I got her something else probably.
Big.
You think?
I was about
How
to
long
get
ago was this? 20 years
This
ago?
was yeah,
26.
almost
35.
30.
Oh,
Yeah.
30 years ago,
Wait,
you married
you started
before
teaching
you
after you got married?
Yeah. 36 is
Okay,
crazy.
timeline was my wife and I both graduated from college in July of '98. She started teaching in September of '98. I student taught in September of '98, and then I got hired in Green Bay in January of 1999. So we got married in the summer. She went to work in September. I went to work in January of the next year. So
where does she work?
she works in Kiwani.
And you guys got married when in that timeline?
In the summer of '98.
Oh.
So
Oh, you,
Like a
so right after
stereotypical
you guys
year.
graduated college.
correct. We graduated in May. We got married in July. We started She started teaching in September. I started in January.
Wait, how old were you at this point?
How old was I?
25.
Both of you.
When we got married, I was 27, about to be 28.
Oh.
Because you got
college.
Because we got married. We got married a month before my birthday, basically.
That he dropped that he
So how
And
old
then
was
he
she?
did teacher.
How old was she? She was 23.
So she's a youngin.
Well, she's 5 years younger than me. Yes.
That's 4-year gap.
No,
She
that's a
has
5-year
5
gap.
years.
He just said
Jesus.
Just think, when you were in high school, she didn't even start middle school yet.
That's
Correct.
not
And
that
I try not to think about those kind of things, but yes.
When he was a freshman.
That's crazy.
So when I was an 8th grader, she was in 3rd grade. Yeah, that's not an image I want running through my head, but thank you.
Like when he was like in high, like he was done with high school basically.
When I mean,
When
he was
some
done with high
people in
school,
my
she just
family have
started
like
high
a
school.
20-year age.
No,
No,
when I was
it's
2
58.
years done with high school, she was just starting.
Yeah.
Well, no, 1 year done. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Starting my 2nd year out of school, she was beginning her 1st year in
We're
school.
helpless.
So basically, my soulmate could be like a kindergartner right now.
No.
That was a little weird of you.
Wait, I was gonna say 6th grade, but I said kindergarten. I don't know why.
Wow.
You're gonna marry a 6-year-old.
Do you not understand?
Maybe.
He's gonna be better than people in my
Like, you just see her on the green. What if you got college
Fun
though? What if he
years.
goes to NBA and he's gonna be tall?
That's like 10%.
I does not account for her age.
All right.
Because you're literally 40. He's gonna be like 20.
Well, this is wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. We can now start moving on because actually you're just cutting
So
into
the
your
best streaming
assignment.
service to watch on TV is Netflix.
Is it Netflix?
I
Why?
don't.
No, Netflix has like nothing.
Netflix, everything got sick.
I would
Gets
say
taken
See, it
off.
used
Yeah,
to
all
be-
the it starts getting good and then it gets taken.
I'm gonna
It
say
used to be you got cable TV, so you had all these channels so that you could watch all these shows.
Old people can't.
The problem
stop
is
yapping about
now every
Dang,
network
he's
or every
cultural.
streaming service, it seems, has some good shows,
They also have a complaint.
but
I like
again, I
Disney
don't want to
Plus.
have 40 different streaming services.
Disney Plus
Disney
sucks.
Plus. No, it doesn't.
It has like
all
no
the movies.
it. Disney Plus is good.
No, it's not.
It
It is
is.
good. It has all the
It
movies.
depends if you're a
all the
Marvel
shows.
fan or
I'm
not.
gonna go for the ones that like it's a buy for like certain media because like I have Vudu and like Vudu you buy movies and buy certain things.
Oh,
And
no.
then you always have
Prime
it and then
Video
they can't
is
take it away
awful
from you.
because they make you buy it.
Prime Video is okay. I
And
like
Prime Video
Hulu,
has
but I
everything, but they
don't
make
like-
you buy it all.
See, it's kind of like when music first came out, you had to buy all of your songs to play
The
them.
thing is, you don't just buy the
Mr. Brown?
video, you buy the streaming service, and then you buy the video.
Yes.
Voodoo, you just buy the video. You don't have to get like a
Okay.
subscription.
We'll do. All right, thank you. Head back down to attendance.
But it's like $15.
Okay, because like.
So
I
like
Hulu,
when
like-
music first came out, digital music, you had to buy it all. There were no streaming services.
Do I have to do a smart pass?
They should have made one for you.
Oh, back when
Okay.
like it was a record player.
Well, no, after that, when digital music first started coming out, if you wanted to listen to your songs, you had to buy them from Apple.
Yeah.
So you got a library of them, like you're talking about with Voodoo. You got a library of TV shows or movies to watch. Now they've made it a streaming service where it's basically digital radios and you don't have to buy things. You can buy the service if you'd like, but you don't have to. You can listen to Pandora with ads. You can listen to Spotify with ads and things.
Spotify on top.
So-
All
All right. Thanks for the
I
recommendations.
feel so cheated by Prime Video because we have a subscription to Prime Video and they added ads.
Why are you like?
I got news for you. They can do that. They can change that. Why? Because Prime Video is free with their Prime account.
She pays for Prime specifically.
Well,
I can pull this. She can pay extra to get.
you pay for Hulu, but you pay extra if you want no ads. Right?
I don't watch. Wait, really? That's my fault.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of reminders. Number one, next week, Thursday, is the last day for any missing work. So if you've got something that's missing, by the way, it's your responsibility to know what you're missing. I will happily sit down at the computer and show you what you're missing. But what I'm not going to keep doing is chasing you around going, hey, you haven't made up this quiz. Hey, you haven't made up this test. Hey, you haven't made up this lab.
So brilliantly.
That is your responsibility to know if you are missing something. That's why I give you grade sheets. That's why you can go on Infinite Campus, figure out what you're missing, get it done, get it turned in. Okay? This unit, ladies and gentlemen, there will not be a test in this unit. However, there will be a quiz on Friday where you are going to have to balance some equations, and then you are going to have to know, okay, this is kind of rude. I enjoy the banter, I enjoy the talking at the start, but when I need to get going and you continue to talk and ignore me, that is very frustrating to me. Okay? So, on your quiz on Friday is going to be balancing 4 chemical equations and then knowing the parts of a chemical equation. That is what your quiz is on. Questions?
No.
Okay. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick look here at a equation. It needs to be balanced, and then we are going to talk about our first of the types of chemical reactions. So if you would open your computer to EISN and get to slide number 15 on it, ladies and gentlemen, we can start balancing this equation that is written here. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, when you are balancing an equation like this, a couple of things. People will go, well, wait a minute, why is there 1 Cl on, or 3 Cl on this side and 1 on this side? That is determined by the compounds that you are writing. The compounds that you are writing determine how they have to be written with the subscripts down below. However, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to the balancing part, now you can account for the fact that there are 3 chlorines here and only 1 here. Today, you should be able to start doing some of the problems where you are going to write your formulas and then balance your equation. If you get to the point where you are balancing an equation and you absolutely positively cannot get it to balance, I can almost guarantee you that you wrote a wrong formula. Because if you write a wrong formula, most equations will not balance. Some will, most will not. Okay? So that has to be the first thing. Next. In a problem like this, when you're balancing it, if you have something in multiple spots on the same side, meaning after the arrow or before the arrow, you have to count how many are in each spot and add them together. That is the only time that we will do addition. Otherwise, if something is in parentheses, we take the number outside the parentheses and multiply it by everything inside. If there is a number in front, a coefficient, that multiplies everything. The only time we add is when you have something in one spot and something in another and you figured out how much is in each spot. That is the only time that we add. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start by balancing something that is not balanced here. Now, in this problem, there are only two things that are not balanced: the chlorine and the hydrogen. Because hydrogen is in three spots, it is here, here, and here, I am not going to start by balancing that. I'm going to balance the chlorine because there is only one way for me to get it to balance. Because it is only in one spot over here and one spot over here, there's only one way for me to get it to balance. So, Jacqueline, I need more chlorine on which side, the reactant or the product? So what number do you want to put in front of this compound that has the chlorine in it to get it to balance? Okay, let's put a 3 in front there. Sorry, should have had this up, should have had this ready to go. Completely and totally my fault, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So I'm going to put a 3 in front here. Thank you, Rocio. Okay, I put a 3 in front here. Now, the next important thing, when you put that number in here, now you got to come down here and now you got to change everything that it affects. This affects the hydrogen, the oxygen, and the chlorine. So the chlorine, I now have 3. The hydrogen, I have 3 hydrogens here, and I have 3 more here. That is a total of 6. Please remember, if it's in 2 spots, I would make a note up above how many is in each spot, because when you change something, it reminds you to go up there and change that. There are also now 3 oxygens. Okay. So now we've got the chlorine balance. Now you've got a choice. You can either balance hydrogen or oxygen. Which one do you want to do?
Hydrogen.
Okay. Which side needs more, Levi? The left side. So I need to put a number here in front of hydrogen. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what number here times 2 is going to give me the 6 that I need? So that is a 3 as well. That changes this to 6. It also changes the amount of oxygen to 3. Balanced, 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 balanced. Boom, you are done. Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Anyone have any questions at all?
No.
Okay. So then, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start talking about 4 different kinds of chemical reactions. Now, are there more than 4 different kinds of chemical reactions in the world? Oh, yeah, definitely. But we are going to look at the 4 most basic kinds of chemical reactions. Now, question. PCl3, right there. Is that an element or a compound? How do you know?
Those are 2 elements.
How do you know?
2 capitals.
2 capital letters. And again, I appreciate what you're saying, and I agree with you, Levi. There are 2 elements there. But if we simplify this as simple as we can get, if you have 2 capital letters together, that means that that is a compound because there have to be the 2 elements there. So the way we recognize a new element is every time there is a capital letter in our formula, that represents a new element. So P and C are the capital letters. That means there are 2 elements in there. That means that that is a compound. Now, the reason that I am going through this with you is because some of the reactions, you need to look at what is on the reactant side and what is on the product side to know what kind of reaction it is. Is it elements or compounds that are reacting? This reaction is between a compound and a what? What is H2O?
Water, which is a compound.
A compound. And that's all I want. Basically, element or compound. Creating HClO, which is a compound, and PH3, which is another compound. So you've got 2 compounds creating 2 new compounds in this reaction. That is a certain type of chemical reaction. So the first type of chemical reaction, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about a synthesis reaction. What does it mean to synthesize something? Come together, put things together. Combine. Okay? So a synthesis reaction is a reaction in which two or more reactants create only one product. That is what it actually is. Two or more reactants come together to create only one product. Now, the reactants in this type of reaction could be elements or could be compounds. Is there a way, a term that we can use that could cover both elements and compounds? Anybody remember the term that we gave you, that the definition of that term was either an element or a compound? There is a term that we have given you when we were classifying matter, that the definition of that term was an element or a compound. Was not a mixture, but you're on the right track. Starts with an S, ends with an substance.
I didn't want to say it.
Substance.
You still haven't. Substance. Ahem. So a reaction in which two or more substances create only one substance. Only one product.
Oh my god.
Now, it has a general formula. A general formula is we're going to use variables to represent it. We're not going to use specific elements. The general formula is A plus BC produces ABC. The main thing is these things over here are coming together to only make one thing. It could be just A plus B producing AB. It could be AB plus CD, two compounds coming together to make one larger compound. But the important thing in this reaction is there's only one thing after the arrow. One thing after the arrow, which means the easiest way to identify this, ladies and gentlemen, is there is no plus sign on the product side of your equation. Most equations have a plus sign on both sides of them. If you do not have a plus sign after the arrow, it is a synthesis reaction. You have created only one product.
Am I gonna need to know this?
No.
Okay.
Are you going to need to know this? Yes. Are you going to be tested on it? Not at this time. Okay?
Maybe it would.
Well, in the second semester, when we are doing chemical reactions, I will always give you everything you need for a synthesis reaction. In other words, I will tell you, here are the reactants, here is the product you create. If it is a single replacement reaction, I will teach you how to predict what the products will be. If it is a double replacement reaction, I will teach you how to predict what the products could be. Synthesis, I will not do that to you. There isn't a nice, easy set of rules to do that with. Okay? So, diphosphorus pentaoxide is mixed with water, and it will create, produce, or yield, what is this? Hippo.
Hold on, I got this. That's
By the way, that should be aqueous.
Isn't that an acid?
trihydrogen
No, it's an acid.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. What acid is it?
Is that true?
Nope. Nope.
Hydrophos.
No.
No.
That is not a binary acid.
There's
Yeah,
more than
phosphate
3
acid.
couples.
Yeah.
What?
Phosphoric acid.
Phosphoric acid.
They were checking out.
That would be.
What does it do?
Please listen. Diphosphorus pentaoxide reacts with water to produce what again?
Phosphoric acid.
Phosphoric is the actual name. Again, I can understand where you would go back too far and make it phosphoric acid. Okay, I'm fine with that. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't look at this and give me the names of all 3 of these, how, when I give you the names, are you going to write all 3 of these? And that is what you are going to be asked to do very shortly. Given the names, write the formulas. So again, this goes back to the last unit. Can you name things? Okay? So only one product is created. There is no plus sign after the arrow. Questions? Okay. The second type of reaction is what is called a decomposition reaction. What does it mean to decompose? Break down. Break apart. So, a decomposition reaction is a reaction in which one reactant breaks into 2 or more products.
You got the examples.
Yeah. In this, in the EISM, you have.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Take out the example then if you wish. Sorry, my bad.
The last one.
The last one I had it the other way?
Yeah.
Okay, you could take and you could switch them. I'm sorry. I will make that correction in the EISM.
Shake my head.
So 17 and 18. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So its general formula would be this, ladies and gentlemen. ABC breaks apart into A plus BC. By the way, this is a general formula. This is representing a what? A compound. This is representing a what? And this is representing what it breaks apart into could be any combination of those things. An element and an element, a compound and a compound, an element and a compound. And also, there is no set order that you need to write the reactants or products if there are multiples of them. So people ask me, well, do you have to put the element first and then the compound first? It doesn't matter. As long as it's before the arrow and as long as the right things are after the arrow, that is the main thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you turn the arrow around?
You could, technically, but we don't write it that way normally.
Because we read left.
Because, yes. And people are looking at saying, okay, these reactants. Now, this product is created from these reactants, could be read that way, but in general, we don't. We put the arrow one direction. The other thing is you will get, if you take AP or chemistry in college, you'll find that some arrows have 2 heads on them. Meaning that the reaction can go one way for a while and then it will literally reverse and go the other way. Certain chemical reactions are reversible. Okay? So, what is PbO2? Okay, a little bit more specific. Let's put a charge with lead. Lead 4 oxide. Produces, what is PbO? Lead 2 oxide and O2?
Yeah.
Oxygen gas. Why is it O2 again?
Because it's by diatomic.
It is one of the 7 diatomics that when we write them alone in a compound or in a formula, you have to put a 2 by it. So how do we identify this one?
If there's only one reactant.
How do we recognize very easily if there's only one reactant? No plus sign before the arrow now. On the last one, there was no plus sign after the arrow. On this one, there's no plus sign before. So when you look at reactions, ladies and gentlemen, it becomes very easy to find a synthesis and a decomposition. Go ahead, Cynthia. What can I do for you?
Oh, I need a charger, but I love some charger.
Take out your balancing equation worksheet real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Take out your balancing equation worksheet, this one that we were working on yesterday at the end of the hour.
Got it.
Is it purple?
No, it looks like this.
Very much not purple.
Well, I know what it is. I just don't know where to put it. It's like green.
I know what it is, but I don't know where it is.
Okay, what I would like you to do is look through the first 20 reactions and find me all of the synthesis and all of the decomposition reactions. Now again, to find a synthesis reaction, what do we look for? What tells us it's a synthesis? One product. Another way of identifying that is after the arrow, there will not be a plus sign. So by those next to their number, please just put the letter S for synthesis.
Oh, wait.
Every reaction will have a plus sign somewhere in it. The question is, are there any that on the product side do not have a plus sign? How would we find the decomposition? There is no plus sign before the arrow. So look for all the ones where there is no plus sign on one side or the other. And then you have to decide, is it synthesis or is it decomposition? And please label them.
Wait, so if it doesn't have the plus sign on the product side,
It's synthesis.
but if it does, then it's
Well, if it does, then you've got to look at the reactant side. Because remember, some reactions will have plus signs on both sides. We're looking for ones where they have one side or the other where there is not a plus sign. If there's no plus sign before the arrow, that means decomposition. If there's no plus sign after the arrow, means it is synthesis. If there is a plus sign on both, it's not one of these two. Okay? So look for ones where there is a plus sign missing on one side or the other. By the way, yesterday we corrected number 17. We corrected number 17 yesterday, remember? So 17, that first compound, and then there's an arrow after it. And then where the arrow is between the CaCO3 and the H2O, that should be the plus sign. So for number 17, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't correct it to look like this, you will have problems. That is the way number 17 is supposed to look. This is supposed to be the arrow. This is supposed to be the plus sign. So guess what? 17 is a which? It is a decomposition. Why? There is no plus sign before the arrow here. So please put a D by it. Okay, put a D by it. All right. Which other ones did you find that were either synthesis or decomposition? Give me one. Okay, let's go back to 15 because I heard that loudest and I heard that first. You are correct. 15. There is no plus sign where? Before the arrow, which makes it what kind of reaction? That is decomposition. I thought I heard someone leave. What number did you say? 9. Let's take a look at 9. Okay. 9. There is no plus sign where? So what kind of reaction is that? Synthesis. Any others? That's it. Bless you. Bless you. All right. These are the 2 easiest types of reactions to identify, ladies and gentlemen. The other ones require more work. These are the 2 easiest to identify. Okay? And by the way, there are some that we will not be able to tell you what type they are, because it's not one of the 4 that I'm going to teach you. Okay? And that's okay. We're just basically covering 4 general types so that hopefully you could look at something and you could identify it. Okay? Questions? All right. So, that takes care of that. Close your computers. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Markers are back here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to put out some erasers in a minute. There are 4 equations here for you to work out on the table. Write them down, balance them, ladies and gentlemen. You have got 15 minutes to get as many of these 4 done as you can, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we have 12 stations. There are about, 16 of you, 17 of you in class today. You can work with a partner if you want, or if you're lucky enough to get to a station and nobody is there, you can work alone. Let's go. Get to work, ladies and gentlemen. Write the equation out on your table and balance it. Markers are in the middle. Go to work. Sorry, didn't help. Could you use this thing for what? Very inconspicuous.
I don't know what that means.
This is a bucket.
What came out of it?
Nothing, because it was empty and dry. That's not a good marker. Is there a reason you are hoarding all of the markers, young lady?
Yes, we're the Markle people.
Markle?
Markle people.
What do you call marker?
You know Markle.
What's it?
Fish me.
I don't even know what that is.
You go fishing? You go fishing?
No, why?
Huh?
You go hunting?
You go fishing?
He said no.
Oh.
We're supposed to. He said no.
No, you don't have to categorize this. Nope, just solve them. Because none of these are synthesis or decomposition.
Pretty sure.
By the way, that's not a fish. This is where my daughter goes to college. Whitewater. Laurel.
It's a move. Or write it down. That's what it was. Forward. Excuse me? Okay.
If you get a marker, ladies and gentlemen, and it is dying, it is dried out, please just throw it out. Please don't put it back in the thing. I'm not saying you're doing that, but again, if you put it back in there, all you're doing is making it so someone else gets the same dried out marker. And I have other markers, I'll just replace them. Okay, what can I do for you? Okay, well, we always start out with this scoreboard. You wrote all your numbers down. You put a 2 here, so then we change this. Okay, here's my question. How many oxygen?
No, we get to the time first.
How many are here? So how many is that? So just cross it off and put a 6 in. Okay? Okay. Now hydrogens, how many here? And how many here? 2 and 2 for a total of. So you gotta be careful because if we don't get this adding it up right, it's gonna be really hard to get it to balance. Okay? So now, what do we need to do to get it to balance? Yes. Okay, so now, probably don't want to do oxygen because it's everywhere. So let's balance the hydrogen.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay,
Now
what
it's
do you do
a
to balance the hydrogen?
plan.
Okay, so put a 2
We're gonna
in,
make
put a
one.
hand up in your spot.
I made an X, so. Where?
Yes. Yep, yep. Okay, now what else did it change? How many oxygen? How many here?
So we can reach this.
2 and 4.
No.
Okay. Now, can I borrow that for a second? What I like to do when you have something like oxygen and hydrogen in 2 spots, like down here, I'll start out by putting 1 H, 2 H's. Then when I put a number in here, then I'll come through and I'll change that, and it makes it a little bit easier. Reminds me that I don't forget to do it. And like with the oxygen, I would probably do it up here. I would start with 1 here, or here, or here, and 1 here, and then when you change things, it kind of. When you change this, well, remember to add it to over here because it's up above. Again, you don't have to do that, but that's just what I do remember. Okay? Now,
Wait, can you take this?
I can. I was just going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. The answer key is on the middle table here. If you want to check yours and move on, you are more than welcome to. If you want me to come over and check it, I will. But again, either way, we can do it. Yes.
It's a good rule to do it anyway.
Are we only going to the house?
Yeah. Now I do like what you did here with this. Can I ask why you didn't do it here? Okay, and that's absolutely fine. No. Okay, absolutely fine. The reason I do these things like up above like you're doing or down below is just to remind me. What? Okay. I know, I'm just saying, it's a good idea to do that because when you put a number in front, you don't forget, well, if it's up here, that means it's somewhere else here and I gotta add them together.
Yes, if you almost forgot to add it.
And that happens a lot of times, and then you'll be frustrated, you'll be like, man, why won't this balance? Why is there a 2 there? There should be.
Okay.
Is there?
I think so. If I read it right.
And
I don't know.
this thing's a hydrogens here, 2 hydrogens here. Thank you, Jeff. I was doing that this morning when you guys were coming in.
We have to at least put a 3 there, so that this would be 6.
Yeah, you got it down. Good. Good job. Sorry. Everything before the earth or is it everything after the earth?
Did
We don't have, there's no balance. There's no.
Let's see how we do it. Any questions?
I like being
So, H2. For 2 there,
How we
it
doing?
would be 4.
Depends how big I am.
Really? How we doing?
I'm dying.
Okay, what's bothering?
Once you change
Okay,
the H2O.
okay. So, the numbers aren't bad. What is bad is your counting. How many hydrogens do you have here? How many do you have here? Last time I checked, 2 plus 2 is? I don't know. Cross it off. Don't erase.
Can we help you? We can help you, sister.
Susie, I'll be there in a minute.
Okay. I have to.
So now you'll be able to get the balance. Okay?
I keep forgetting.
No, within the parentheses, it only applies to what it is. No, this one applies to everything.
Yeah, 1.
Correct. 2 for what?
The 1.
Or read? Okay. Okay, we'll go with that.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
That must suck. I like this part. That must suck.
There's no other.
Okay, when you have something in parentheses, this 2 multiplies everything.
Relates that I didn't even have that right.
Yeah.
Everything is. So this was originally 1 chlorine with the 2 that now becomes 2. This was originally 3 oxygens that now becomes 6. And if for some reason you put a number in front, then that multiplies again. So then this would become 8, and this would become 24. Okay?
I have 6 and 8. Then I have 2.
Yep, perfect. Perfect.
Wait, what are we adding? Instead of all. Ow!
Do that.
It is, especially with problems where you have dynamics like this.
No, why would it?
And actually, it's a weird thing, but in some problems, you can make less of this on the inside. Like 0.5 in front. Why? Because sometimes on one side there's only 1, and on one side you've got 2. So if you put a 0.5 in front of it, you get it balanced right away. Then you can go through and double it. I think that was one of them. It might have been, yes. Might have been. It is rare that that happens, but the nice part is you can use a half in front of any diatomic if you ever need to. Okay, but don't do it with anything up in the diatomic. Good luck. Okay, here we go.
Where's the cheat sheet?
Right there. You're cheating?
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
I mean, I get his homework, so.
Hey, did you take all of these out of here?
Yes.
Why? Put them back the right way.
How do I check if it's right? It doesn't say.
It doesn't have the numbers next to the symbols on there? If you're looking at it, oh my gosh, Nadia.
Am I stupid? Oh yeah. All right. Here you go. I don't want to. Yeah.
Are you judging me because you're right?
No, I'm watching, I'm seeing what you're doing. Well, eventually I have to grade you, and I guess that way, grading is a way of judging. Things like that can judge.
Just because I'm in show player doesn't mean I get judged.
Judging is very unfair. It's like.
Mine is, yeah.
Shut
I'm a very unfair person,
Yeah.
it's just what.
Solo lleva el 2 ahí. So basically,
Entonces-
okay, it's
No,
great.
that
No.
makes up.
See, it's not going to say so basically, but you said it.
Entonces la H.
What if I wanted to repeat?
The reason it's not right is,
It's all bigger. Whatever you say, what means.
3 oxygens here, right? Or oxygens here. You got a 3 in front of you. That's 3 oxygens here, right? How many oxygens here? 3 and 2 is. 3 and 2 is. 3 and 2 is. No, why are you erasing that? 3 and 2 is how much though? 3 and 2. 5. This is 6. That's not right.
That's so weird.
Okay, here's the problem. How many oxygens here? Nope, with the 3 in front of you.
What does it say?
Why would you do that? Why would you draw that?
I know.
Why would you draw that?
That's not 6, what is that?
Ooh,
I got a little worse. How we doing? It's great that I plus L or whatever, like that probably isn't getting a whole lot done on this problem, it's still not right.
That's what I'm saying. 4, 5, 6, 7.
No.
Oh,
Well, first of all,
Come on, man.
is that wrong?
It's jumping into.
somebody did. Why?
Oh my god.
Plus, how many hydrogens do you have over here? Oh, it's 6 and 4 now.
Back in the backpack.
And then you wonder why you can't find it.
This isn't right either.
I know.
Well, 4 and 2 is what? That's not 4 last time I checked.
Me and bro dating out. Someone joins in. It's Tifa.
For being a good student.
Burger King would let us. Hey, hold up. I didn't know who was dating. Yeah, but wait. Chill it. Gives bro that look because I just made a new homie. Me when I. Me when
I can't
I.
write it. I mean, my perfect sense.
Like that.
It's
not worth it.
It's in my
You know what? You two are gonna argue again, and then you're gonna come to class and be mad at each other. Like they sit far apart from each other.
You're really such a dramatic person. Like that thing was like, you're just dramatic. You're really.
Yes.
I'm desperate.
Like,
Like,
really something
that's
better
not
than that. Okay, focus.
Yes. Focus. Come on.
I got it.
7. Is that
Hard
good?
to get
Good or bad?
No.
I did it.
So,
Balance of the equation.
Sure, I can check. Let's see.
How are you British?
I'm not.
You were British when you did.
You have one British.
actually,
That's why I do say so.
yeah.
Whoa.
What?
I know, I'm sorry.
Neutroid. Oh,
Okay, but
no. Tuesday.
only this, only when it's in front. But everything that it's in front. No, it can't be a 6. Remember, it can't go down. You do have 6 here. Okay, I'm glad
Your open arms are open.
That's also why a lot of times I would do this. I'll put these numbers under, so that then when I put that there, I'm like, okay, that's 6. Don't forget to add it. Again, you don't have to.
My open arms are open.
I know how 90% of my essays are like. 90% of my essays are like my new job. Or it was like
The murderer. The murderer. The murderer. The killer.
In a panic, she called 911. In a panic, she ran downstairs. In a panic,
She might have been panicked, guys.
and I was like, I feel like it's a little redundant. And I was like, what do you mean?
Put that
She
there.
was just a little panicked.
Guys.
Now, how do you get rid of the 0.5?
No. Nah.
Probably not.
Probably not. She gonna live doctor? No, probably
Probably
not.
not.
Probably
That's,
not.
that's maybe why I say that no
Yeah,
one
we
gets it.
Probably not.
Whenever I say, she a live doctor, and then I say,
That's
probably
every
not.
single one of
No
them.
one ever gets it when I say that.
Probably not. That's so stupid.
Levi probably not. That's why it's stupid.
Oh.
My hands are so dry. I need lotion.
Well, get lotion. Easy.
Water.
What?
Barium phosphate.
What?
What are you doing?
How do you use 5 oxygen?
Oh my god.
Number 225. Put
You
that in.
started it.
That's true, that's true. You're right, you're right.
Okay, now, you balance it, but remember the other day we said you can't leave it this way? So you just double everything. There you go. You got it. Now you got it.
It's proof of my work.
Lord, I'm so tired. I go went to bed relatively early.
What's the stake?
Oh, I took a little. You want to plug it in the camera? Oh, where did you According to my calculations, it should work perfectly.
That's not my calculator.
According to my calculations, we should be in 3, 2, 1.
Word.
That's 3. 5.
And
Get rid of the. Get rid of the
we're in. You gotta like angrily press the enter button.
Take down the.
What is that? 12 or 2?
Well, that password is crazy. Oh, okay. Sorry. I need help. I'm so tired. I don't sleep. The melatonin doesn't work anymore, guys. The melatonin worked for like 10, not even 10.
It's a
Worked
10.
for like,
It worked for
3
10.
days. And now I'm back. It's
Just
not good.
ran you through the,
Why?
you wrote potassium chloride can be produced instead of putting the reaction first.
Sorry.
Womp
At least I told you what side it goes on.
Loser.
But it turned out it was just wrong.
Do you end up?
No.
Okay, let's go. We're done. Excuse you? 2 weeks there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What about?
I need you to calm down. You're being a little too aggressive right now.
How is me asking you to leave my class kicking you out of school?
That's so mean.
What? Yeah, okay.
That was me kicking you out. That's.
Shoot. Maybe you're right.
Hey, now, you only got one thing that's not balanced, right?
That's his bad.
Oh, I finished the worksheet.
You know.
Congratulations. Sorry, y'all. My bad. I'm locked in right now.
Yes.
Seven.
This game is so hard to win, though.
It is.
It is so
You don't
hard.
understand. Master Solitaire sucks.
It's literally hard.
No, we garbage.
It's just solitaire.
It's hard.
But it's hard.
You don't
What
get
makes
it.
hard?
It's literally impossible.
It's literally it's.
You don't get it.
Just that it closes 3 cards and you don't like that at all.
But it gives you the wrong cards.
That's how solitaire works. You don't stack the decks.
Hey, you have no right to be speaking. You don't play Master Solitaire.
Do it.
And then you're gonna and you're gonna. I shouldn't have doubted you. Maybe you were right. That's what you're gonna say.
I just did.
I know you are. What am I? Look up Master Solitaire. You just look up Master.
Good. What does this become?
I'm actually listening.
It's 2546.
That's when you just gotta start, yeah.
So by doubling this, you don't change the fact that it's back. Still that. You do. You can't leave that as 2.5. That 2.5 is put in there. Basically what I want to do is get balance. You only use a 0.5 CL2 or CR2.
Frank, please tell me this is Frank.
When we do that, we then come back and double.
Yes, she's working in tech with me in Vegan Girls.
Oh, why does yours look like that? Mine looks like
Starts with a J.
Yes, we will use decimals at this.
Oh my god.
Do
Favorite person ever.
you end up?
No, I literally can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I was so, because Emma got,
Yeah.
so she's sick.
Yeah.
Bad sick. And I was really excited because I saw that it was on like the classroom list. And but her name was on the cast list. So I was like, haha, she lost, like she's not. I told Emma that. She was like, no, she's in tech.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take out that worksheet that I gave you, please.
You don't even understand how bad it was in musical because she wasn't even tech. And she would go to everyone that had a headset and hold down the microphone and yell, no!
Last page, last one. Last page, last one, ladies and gentlemen. Potassium chlorate. How do we write a formula for potassium chlorate, ladies and gentlemen? Someone tell me. No, my gosh, we're wrong right from the start. Potassium is not P. Don't guess. You got to know.
KCl
Potassium, K, +1 charge. Chlorate, ClO3, -1 charge. When we write a compound, what would it be?
No, it's in the other box.
Can be.
Oh, sorry. Thank
That was
you.
the one I was telling you
Thank
about.
you. My bad. Thank you. Even after you warned me, I still almost made the same mistake. By reacting potassium chloride, potassium symbol K +1. Chloride, what's the symbol?
Yeah.
Cl, what's the charge? So that makes KCl. Oxygen gas, how do we write oxygen gas? If you don't write the 2 here, you will probably get this particular one to balance, but you may not on other ones. So this is the next step. Instead of me giving you all of the symbols, all of the formulas, I expect you to be able to take the words and write the formulas from them. Now, this will not be on your quiz on Friday. The ones I give you on Friday will be like what you just went and did in the lab. I will give you the equation, the blanks in front of each of the substances. You have to put in what it takes to balance. Okay? Questions, ladies and gentlemen? Was that a yes or a no? I didn't catch that, Brenda. Okay. All right. Yeah.
They're giving me another thing, so
I don't know the perfect photos. Shoot, I might need top. I love cornfish. Yo sí quiero su top, pero ya está redondo.
Doesn't even go here.
It's like my go-to. I'm going to insult somebody and I'm like, doesn't even
Doesn't even go here.